What? It's a false what?
And to make you fall asleep.
Oh, but not that long. Two types of probability that you need to understand. One of them is theoretical and the other one is experimental. Theoretical and experimental. Theoretical probability, experimental probability. Anybody think they know what the difference between the two are? Jackson says.
Theoretical is a theory and experimental is an experiment.
Yes. What does that mean? Jack?
Theoretical is what, in theory, it probably should happen. And experimental is it's actually trying to see what will happen.
All right. Jack nailed it there. Theoretical probability is, like Jack said, what should, and I would add what should mathematically happen. Mathematically, how do you spell that? Mathematically. Mathematically happen. Okay, in other words, what is the, if I asked you what the theoretical probability, how many heads theoretically should you get when you flip a coin 10 times? Okay, if you flip a coin 10 times, theoretically, you should 5 out of 10 times get a head. Okay, this is theoretical because you can do it on math, you can do it out. Experimental is when you do it, what actually does happen. Okay, this is what happens when you actually physically take the coin and flip it 10 times. Okay, now you got that, Rockwell? Okay, now here's the gist. I mean, theoretically, half the time you should get a head, right? But I can tell you, if you flip a coin 20 times, you might only get a head 9 times.
Or only once.
Or only once. But the gist of this is this. Usually, 9 times out of 10, okay, the more you do the experiment, the closer experimental probability gets the theoretical probability. In other words, if I flipped the coin 1,000,000 times, okay, I would be willing to bet, somebody could do this for me and see, that very close to 500,000 times you're going to get a head. Okay, maybe after 10 times you only get 2 heads. But if you do it 20 times, you might get up to like 8 heads. And if you do it 30 times, you might get 14 heads. But the more you do the experimental stuff, the closer it's going to get to the theoretical if it doesn't match up all the way. That's just the way it kind of goes. And you can't say for 100% sure that you're going to get exactly half, but I can tell you the more you do the experiment, the closer these two are actually going to come to being. There's a little thing. Let me stop this first.